Okay, everyone. Hopefully, Rachel and maybe Kim will be able to get her internet working enough to hop on. We've got Rachel, Kim, and Luther, and somebody else, Chrissy. I think she's working though. So that's it. You guys did it. 4 weeks. You should be proud of yourselves. I know I am proud of you. We're all here. This is great. So I'd like to start off like we have the last couple times with just open share. And I would just like to hear from everyone how reintroduction week went, if you chose to do that, what you reintroduced, how you felt, um, or if you decided not to reintroduce, and just kind of like where you're at moving forward. So who would like to go first? Michelle? I see Michelle's like leaning in.
Yes.
Yes.
I was looking at Cheryl like, is she gonna hit it first?
Buzzer.
um, I did reintroduce, and I was actually surprised. Like, I was able to pinpoint, some bloating, a little bit of energy depletion, like after 2 days of gluten, but not as bad as I thought. And it could just be because I wasn't eating a lot of it. And I had gotten a lot of it out of my system, over those 2 and 3 weeks. But then with the dairy, same kind of thing, just a little bloating, like I felt fuller and just not as good as I feel after eating such much healthier meals. So I think it was good to be able to recognize and see how I felt after eating something like that, because it'll help me make better choices. And I'm not going to cut gluten and dairy out for good, but I think, it will be like a special treat, or if it's just, a quick thing, or out to dinner with friends, whatever, just simple things to where it'll just be easier not to have to find something gluten free or dairy free. Um, but I definitely prefer my body and how I feel off of it.
Right. Okay. I think that's good. So how do you feel about all of that in your experience with this program?
I feel I feel good. I feel like it was exactly what I needed to see what your life can be like just by making some changes, just some swapping out, picking something alternative over, something simple, or, choosing to cook more often, or, I think I don't know if you're going to do this later, but I did retake the toxicity quiz, and I feel like there's something wrong. Like, it was so much different that I'm like, did I not take it right the first time?
What's would you want to share that with us?
Sure,
Are you
yeah.
comfortable
So
sharing? Great.
yeah, the first time my total was 86,
Mhm.
and when I took it again today, it was 32. So I felt like that was like a huge difference, and I'm like, that's why I say, like, second guessing myself. Did I not think before I answered? Like, did I just go too quickly? I might do it again just to be sure, but
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yay. I think I mean, I've seen that happen before with people, so I feel like that's definitely possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Some of
Okay.
the specific categories where I dropped a lot was my headaches. So I used to get headaches a lot, and
Hmm.
I don't think I had a headache even without the caffeine the entire time. I had, well, when I was sick a little bit, but that was, for
Right.
other reasons. And then my mood and my emotions and my energy, like all those questions about like depression, anxiety, like that was a huge, when I think back over the last 4 weeks, I'm like, holy cow, I haven't snapped at anybody. Like, I haven't been angry. I haven't. So that was something I wasn't expecting. So that was
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear
Thank
that.
you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciate that. I'm so happy for you. All right, who wants to go next? Who wants to share? Cheryl? Cheryl, come to
Hey,
me.
talking. I'd introduce a little bit of protein like chicken and stuff, and I did the gluten, and the gluten does not like me.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only problem I had was last week I got a little sick, but I think it's because I have like diverticulitis, and I think I was eating so much seeds that, yeah,
Um,
which I mean, I always do, but I think now I go for a more in my salads or at breakfast and stuff like that.
mhm.
So that's where I think I just had a little flare, but
Okay.
not, it wasn't too bad, but I think that's what caused. But I would say between doing the holiday hustle and then doing this, I learned so much, how to eat different choices, how my body feels. So I'm very thankful for that.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. How about the toxicity quiz? Did you
I
do
haven't
that?
the second part.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I mean, that's for you,
Hmm.
so I do urge you to take it again so you can compare your numbers, right?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. Who wants to go next? Who wants to share? Ellen? Ellen. Ellen, are you still there? All right. Kim, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. So
Can you
we
hear?
are just kind of we're doing that open share thing. So,
Okay.
did you reintroduce or not? How are you feeling?
Well,
Go.
I had chose not to, if you remember, because I was
Yep.
feeling good and I really kind of just wanted to continue.
Great.
So I think the only thing, and I don't even really know if this is a reintroducing, but rowing was canceled because of the weather on Saturday morning. So this girls went over and had coffee. And I did have a coffee, and I hadn't really had hardly any for the whole time. And I had a half calf, so it's not like I sat down and had a full caffeine coffee, but and it really didn't do a whole lot for me either way. But so I really don't have a lot other to report because I didn't yet reintroduce. I did take the quiz just to see where I was, and I was down about 13 points, which felt good. But that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I'm glad that I have done this. I kind of like, I think Cheryl had said, I think it was Cheryl, that it's made me realize that I can make some changes and better choices, and that's what I really needed to be doing. So kind of where I'm at.
Awesome. I'm so
share.
happy. I'm proud of you. You did
Thank
great.
you.
I can share.
Yeah.
All right. Ellen, can you hear me? Oh,
I
there
can
she
hear you. Yeah.
is. Okay,
Still can't get my camera to work, but
that's okay.
no,
We
I'm
can hear
feeling
you.
good. I'm feeling great. I still have not introduced anything yet. I don't really care to introduce gluten right now or meat. Maybe I'll introduce egg and see how that reacts, just to get a little more protein in rather than just the beans.
Okay.
But I'm feeling good. My bowel movements are great. I have energy. I wake up and I'm ready to go rather than needing coffee to get me moving. I do miss coffee. I don't know if that's something that I, just can have maybe once a week as a treat, have a cup of coffee or half a cup of coffee, or when we go out to breakfast, maybe sometime. So yeah, no, I'm doing well. And the toxicity quiz, I cut it in half. I was at 50 and I'm down to 25. So really great. Absolutely. I still have the ringing in my ears.
Okay.
But that's must not be diet caused. The doctors don't seem to know what that's all about, but the depression is better. The sluggishness is better. I just feel more motivated.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And the ringing in the ears, if, like we talked about that before, if it is being caused by a fungal overgrowth,
Yeah.
that would take a long time
Oh, okay.
to reverse it. It's not going to happen in just a few weeks.
Yeah.
Because that takes a long time to build up
Uh-huh.
and takes a long time to start to see the effects when you have like a fungal overgrowth or like a
Yeah.
yeast overgrowth, yeast fungus. So yeah, so that would take a long time of you really sticking with staying away from foods that feed the fungus.
So sugars and gluten probably, right?
Yeah,
Which is
yes.
fine. I can live without those. Now, like if I wanted to bake cookies for my husband
Mhm.
and, just try to cut out the sugar, but would you suggest honey or maple syrup, or which is less of an evil?
The honey and the maple syrup are definitely way better choices than refined sugars.
Right.
It's a treat though, right? So yes, those can have an effect on your blood sugar levels, but I mean, he's not gonna like eat a dozen cookies every day, right?
Well, he could.
Okay.
No, 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 no. He needs to. He needs to put on weight. So,
Oh, okay.
but no, he doesn't
Um,
need the sugars. So, but it's his own maple syrup and it's our own honey. So that's helpful too. So it's all good stuff. We know we're getting good stuff.
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if
Um,
he wants some cookies, make him some cookies and that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And do you have some recipes?
I found some. Yeah, I
Okay.
found some and I wasn't sure which was better, the honey recipes or the maple syrup recipes.
Yeah, I think there's the flavor, there's just a bit of a difference in the flavor.
Yeah.
So I would just maybe play around with it and see what you guys like better.
Right. Okay.
I feel like maple syrup is sweeter than honey.
Oh,
It has a
okay.
more of a sugary, for me personally, I mean, that's how I feel personally.
Agreed. And I would think that I would feel more of a sugary spike, like
Yeah,
a spike from the maple syrup rather than the honey.
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that's
Good.
all great news. I'm so
Yeah,
happy for
yeah,
you.
thank you. I appreciate all you've done for us. So,
Yes, thank you for being here. We finally made it, right, Ellen?
right. That's
Ellen and I started talking.
a year ago. It was back in May, I think.
Oh my gosh, was it
Yeah.
that long? All right. Well, hey, better
Mm.
late than never.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ellen.
Yep.
All right, Luther, you're up.
I'm gonna let Cheryl go first.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to say that I had my blood work done during this time. And the only thing I had high cholesterol and just something else. And so she wanted me to go and get my blood work done. Well, I had been on this for probably 3 weeks because we haven't introduced anything either. But when I got the blood work back, it said that I needed B12 because I didn't have enough fish, meat, cheese, or dairy in my diet. So the blood work came back basically saying that that you don't have any of those things. But so she said, well, try to do some B12
Mhm.
and that should help, And I thought, well, if that's the thing, it's like in the blood work, it came back that I didn't have those things anymore. So, and I feel
Wow.
more energetic as well. And I feel better. I feel lighter. I'm trying to think. I do drink tea in the morning, maca tea. And we really haven't changed much in what, is it 3 weeks or 4 weeks? This is the fourth
Since we
week
started.
since we started. So I haven't changed anything. Tonight, we're thinking about having some salmon.
Okay, that's
Oh,
good.
baked.
Baked is,
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
halibut.
Oh,
wild
halibut.
Oh, he got halibut.
Halibut.
You couldn't find the salmon?
No, it's out of season.
Oh, okay. Where'd
can
you get the halibut?
Frozen. From Publix.
Okay. Was it wild caught?
Yes.
Great. So, well, great. I mean, you can supplement some B12
Yes, we
if
would.
you want to, but you know, salmon and like a wild
Right.
caught fish is certainly, you know, I mean, eating salmon a couple times a week is good for you.
Okay.
If you like it and that's what you want to do.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I do like
I do.
salmon.
She does. She's like ready. I am ready.
So whenever wherever
We'd have
it's,
to get it frozen.
yeah, we might have to
I don't know if
froze.
somebody else had like Whole Foods.
And I made I'm a pastor, so this
Mhm.
past Super Bowl Sunday, we have a thing called Super Bowl Sunday where about 4 of us make a soup, but you have to bring in some kind of canned good or something for somebody else. So we had probably about $1,000 worth of groceries that were brought in by the church, and we gave it to the Family Life Center here in Bunnell. And then I made a corn chowder for the folks because they wanted that. They love my corn chowder, and I didn't have any of it. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh,
Nope.
I didn't either.
that's
And he didn't either.
awesome.
Right.
That's willpower.
I got up at 4 a.m. to start. Didn't. So that was that.
And how do you feel about yourself?
I feel good. I needed to make some different choices. And I don't feel someone else, I don't know if it was Kim that said she didn't feel sluggish. Sometimes in the afternoon, I'm a little tired, but I don't feel like I have to have a cookie or something of that nature. I would love to have it, but I don't feel like I need it.
Okay, that's good. That's huge. That's that addiction, getting over that
Yeah.
addiction. Yeah. How about you, Luther? How are you doing?
Oh, great. I'm
Lost all kind of weight.
I've been telling people, singing the praises of a plant-based diet and how the cravings aren't there until I get real hungry because
Gone too long.
because I don't have my little snacks. I used to have a little healthy cookies, so I don't feel the void when I'm out too long or something. But other than that, I'm doing good.
Did you guys take the toxicity quiz?
I took it and I can't find it, so I can't compare the two. But
So
I
I
can,
didn't.
I can tell you there's a
You
big
didn't?
difference. I know I'm not as irritable, and the sluggishness as well, the up and down thing.
Mhm.
It's made a world of difference.
Awesome. I'm so happy.
Me
Yay.
too.
Well,
Thank you.
you guys can celebrate together over your beautiful fish that you're going to eat.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, I just really appreciate all of you, and I really appreciate you guys coming on here and trusting me and going through this process together. It's been a great experience for me too. I always learn from others, so I've learned a lot from you guys these last 4 weeks. So thank you so much for all that you do and just for showing up for yourselves and making that commitment and sticking to it. That's huge. So really, you guys should really applaud yourselves, celebrate yourselves. You should feel good about what the work you've done here. It's not easy. You know, we live our lives going through the motions and just doing what we do every day. And unfortunately, a lot of the things that we mindlessly do are not serving us best. And then we wonder why we're tired and why we're moody and why we don't feel good and why does my stomach hurt and where did all this weight come from or whatever, you know, why do my joints hurt, you know? And we just don't even realize we're doing it to ourselves. So to be able to make that effort during your very busy lives to pause, to press that pause button and pay attention to yourself. It's not easy. So thank you. I'm so proud of you guys. So now that we've gotten through this cleanse, and you did it and you have had success, what I would like to say to you is let's not cleanse and then go back to the chaos of how we normally eat. Okay. I'm going to tell you, if you do, if your motivation fizzles out and you go back to whatever you may have been eating before that's not so good for you, you're not going to feel good. Okay. So I'm not saying that you have to live your life without certain things that you enjoy, but just be careful. Okay. If you decide to, you find yourself someplace and you're like, oh, I want to eat a little bit of this, or I want to try a little bit of that, or you're having a craving, you know, treat yourself, but just please don't like go out and get a bucket of fried chicken and like eat it all. It's all that grease or the French fries, or, you know, when you're out to eat, it can be challenging, but don't give in to those temptations. That's all I ask. I just don't want to see anybody end up with a tummy ache, which can cause other issues. So, you know, it's like, we don't want to go back to that chaos, or it's like when you start a new exercise program, like we can get really excited about something, right? We can get really excited about, that's it, I've made this decision, I'm going to start exercising, and you do it for a month. And then one day something happens and you don't have time and you say, I'm going to do it later, or maybe tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns into the next day. And the next thing you know, you're not moving your body at all, right? So you want to keep up with that commitment and stay consistent with choosing what's best for you, what's best for your health, because living a fulfilling life, living a life with that miracle mindset, if that makes sense. What's a miracle? What are miracles to you? That's up to you, right? The little miracles that we have in our life. And to live a fulfilling life with that miracle mindset, with sustainable energy, with vitality and grace, it requires commitment, discipline, and desire. So I want to know, are you committed to making change? Are you committed to yourself to make these changes that you've made sustainable? I know I am. I'm committed every day to myself and making change every day. You know what I'm saying? Showing up for you. Are you feeling that right now? So I believe that the commitment that I make to myself every day has really helped me allow my dreams to become my reality, and let the universe catch up to my desires, because I choose to make that commitment to myself. And this isn't a reflection of what I'm doing out there. This is a reflection of what I'm doing in here, internally, that inner work, right? And that's true for everybody. It's really about the inner work. What we do internally is going to shine through. So we all have the capacity to live that life that we really want to live and make that internal commitment. You guys have the capacity to do that. But there are times that you might run into some roadblocks, right? What are those blocks for you? That depends. Everyone's in a unique situation. Our lives are different, but you're busy. So when those blocks come up, what do those blocks look like for you? And how do you overcome those blocks? So It's like the blocks show up. And then you have to figure out, how do I stay in this practice? How do I stay in this forward thinking mindset for myself? How am I going to do that? Right? How do I keep making progress? You've made so much progress in the last month. Look at how far you've come. Now, how do we continue to do that? We do that with commitment, discipline, and desire. Okay? So the thing is if you keep living in the same exact patterns that you've lived in before, you're just going to keep continuing on with those patterns unless you're willing to change that pattern, which you guys have done that here. So be willing to see things differently, be open to new ideas, and just be accepting of that change. Okay. Now, moving forward from this program, if you have enjoyed this and you feel good about me as a coach and I have helped you, we can continue to work together if you choose to do so. I offer one-on-one coaching programs. I offer group coaching programs, and I have a 30-day nutritional program where I'm putting a group together for that. I'm putting a group together for an 8-week coaching program. And then the one-on-one is always available and can start at any time, depending on your schedule. So if you are interested in keeping yourself committed to yourself, if you are interested in strengthening that discipline and moving towards what it is that you desire in life and feel like having a guide will get you there faster and easier. You know how the saying goes, if you want to get there slow, go alone. If you want to get there fast, go with someone that's already been there, right? And so that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm here for. So please reach out to me, or if you're just simply interested in hearing about what I offer and you just want to have a conversation, I would love to do that with you. And then I will be texting each of you separately to schedule just a closing call, similar to the call that we had at the beginning. I just want to have a quick chat with you so we can connect one-on-one and make sure that you guys are feeling confident and stable moving forward from this with your eating, or if you feel like you might need a little help figuring out how that's going to work for you long term. Okay. Does anyone have any questions for me right now about anything or anything else you want to share? Are you trying to unmute yourself?
How do you stay on point? What would be the best way that you have figured out in your life to stay on point? We've gone through this now, and the first week was really hell, because I kind of piggybacked off of him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we can't have this, that, and I was fussing. And, but now that I've gone through it, how do you stay sustained? And of course, you're committed to you. So, and like Lou said, it's difficult when you're out and you're gone maybe longer than, you didn't bring your healthy snacks, and then you're looking around for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So any, I don't know, tricks or suggestions on
Well,
how to
first
stay
and foremost, for me, and it wasn't always easy for me either. It's changing habits, right? We're working on changing habits, and it's not just going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a few days or even in a few weeks. And there will be times that you are faced with, kind of like I mentioned before, you're out to eat maybe with friends, and you're faced with these plates of food around you or in front of you that maybe have French fries or something fried or something rich and creamy, or just, anything that's really like if I eat this, how am I going to feel? So this is what I do. I pause. I'm faced with the temptation. Okay. For example, this Thursday will be 1 year since I've had an alcoholic beverage. And it wasn't easy for me to get to this point. It didn't just happen. It took a while. And I have been tempted, and I have wanted, I still want it. But I stop and I think about it and I pause and I just say to myself, if I drink this, how am I going to feel? And I remember what I felt like before, and it wasn't good. Maybe I felt good for a little while, you know what I mean? But it doesn't last. And so for me, that's what I do. And that's how I keep myself on track. I hold those memories at the forefront of my mind of how certain things make me feel when I consume them. Gluten does not make me feel good. I mean, it used to make me sick, like violently sick. I have been working on that, and I've discovered that it no longer makes me violently ill, but it still makes me not feel good. I don't. So when I'm faced with it, certain things, and I see other people eating it and enjoying it and loving it, and I'm like, oh God, that looks so good. Maybe I could just have a little bit, maybe just this one time. I have to force myself to press that pause button and just say, remember how it makes you feel. Is that how you want to feel, Jennifer? Is that you want to feel sick the rest of the day? I don't want to feel sick the rest of the day. I don't want to lose another day of my life because I chose to drink alcohol. I mean, I would lose days of my life because I would be so sick. So that's what I do. Does that help?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay,
It does help.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any questions or anything else they'd like to share or talk about? Everyone's okay? All right, you guys, expect a text from me so we can schedule a call, just another like 30-minute call, so we can connect and review and make sure everything's solid for you moving forward. I do ask if it is comfortable for you to maybe write up a little review of some sort that I could maybe use to share with others, because if you've had a good experience with this, I would love for you to share that with me, to share with others, because it's your experiences that help others see that this might be a good fit for them. People hearing the experiences of other people having already gone through it. So if that's something you're comfortable with, I would super appreciate some kind of a little review. You can just text it to me or email it to me, and then I can use that for myself. So that would be great. If you're not comfortable with that, or if you didn't have a good experience, that's okay too. And that's about it. I think we've covered everything. I'm still here for you. If you run into any problems or you have questions or you're struggling with something, let me know, okay? Because I want you guys to continue to be successful in your health. All right. All right. Thanks for being here, you guys. I appreciate you, and I will be hopefully seeing you guys at the gym or somewhere. I'm going to be checking out Luther's artwork at the gallery.
All right.
So I'm really excited about it. All right, you guys.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Happy
Night.
Valentine's Day.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Valentine's
Take
Day.
care. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.